I'm live, everybody. I'm a little early, not too early today. I need to make sure my mic is on. And there is always a delay whenever we go live on LinkedIn. I'm going to check out my page to make sure the notification is there, letting everybody know that I'm live. Yep. All right. I want to go ahead and get started. I'm going to make sure today is not very long at all. My son is at home. So, mommy mode, as all of you parents may know how that goes. So, welcome to day 3. We are going to be talking about what happens after you become certified. And just so you know, I received an email saying that we're going to be doing our virtual what is it called? Conference, not conference, but a virtual run through meeting because I've been through the preliminary approval stage. And then I guess the second stage I've passed, and now we're on to the last stage. So, January the 2nd, I'm hoping it all goes well and we will see how it goes. And then I should be certified sometime in January. But I will let you all know. Of course, I will share it and post it all over social media. Okay. This masterclass is for site owners, consultants, CEOs, founders. If you are curious about the certification and what it means and how you can benefit from it and how it can help grow your business, this class is for you today. Let me make for sure that I can. It's not really doing what I want it to. Let's see. Oh, I know what's going on here. Let me do something right quick. I want to upload the slides. That way I can just click through it. Canva's doing something weird, you all. Is acting like I do not have any internet connection at all. It's crazy. Let me stop sharing. Yep, this is what I want. Okay. It is 5:00. My son has said, "Mom, it's 5:00." Yes, it is. That means it's time for me. It's go time. Again, this is for clinical research site owners, consultants, anyone in the clinical research space that is a minority and you're thinking about opening up your business, you're an entrepreneur. This course is for you, especially if you're looking to find another way of monetizing or bringing extra revenue in and how you can actually do that and how this certification will benefit, will help do that for you. So our learning objectives today, we're going to focus on what actually happens after you receive your WMBE certification. And oh, by the way, there is a certification for men, minorities as well. So keep that in mind too. We're also going to focus on how suppliers verify certification, why suppliers often do informal vetting before formal confirmation, where digital presence, including LinkedIn, fits into that process. I will say LinkedIn is kind of like my personal opinion on it. Again, just to reiterate, this session is informational and not promotional. All right. Make sure you have registered for this event. Although you can look at the replays on LinkedIn under my events or go to my YouTube page, I will also upload the courses or the classes within Thinkific, and I will create a mini course out of it. That way, I think it's a little easier to go through. And it depends upon the person. And also, I'll have it set up to where you can receive a certificate at the end, and you can share that on your social media platform like LinkedIn. And also, whenever you register for this event, and I'll be reminding everybody throughout this presentation, because some people hop on early and they leave, and then some people hop on later on. It will, whenever you register for the event, you will be on our waiting list for our WMBE retreat. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and just make sure you sign up. You don't want to miss it. Okay. So what does this certification confirm? The WMBE certification, it confirms quite a few things. First of all, ownership. You are the owner of your business. You control your business. The eligibility to participate in supplier diversity programs, which there are a ton out here. I didn't realize there were so many out here, including pharmaceuticals and sponsors and CRO companies. The certification is actually stored within a legit database. And here are some of the databases here: state portals, WBNC, NMSDC. So it's important to know official databases are the source of truth for certification. Yes, they can go onto your social media platforms to look at it, but just know that there is an official professional database that states that you are actually certified. I'm really excited about it, you all. I can't wait to see how it's going to turn out and grow my business as well. Phone is Oh yeah. So for some reason, I don't know what's going on with Canva. It's doing something funky and weird with my presentation, my slides, but whenever I upload it into Thinkific, I'll make sure this is cleaned up. So it's one of those things to where this is live, local, and like breaking, and it's not perfect, totally unedited. So how do suppliers actually verify your certification? What's the formal process? When suppliers need to count diversity spend, which is the money, onboard a vendor, defend a procurement decision, they formally verify certification by searching through the official database, certification database, and they confirm active status, category, and ownership. So here's the key fact: LinkedIn is not the formal certification verification, databases are. However, I will encourage you, once you get your certification, again, you add it to your LinkedIn profile and in your bio description. Obviously, you're going to have it on your, what is it called? Your website. And then I think it's called your capability statement, of course. So what happens before the formal verification? Before the suppliers invest time in database searches, internal approvals, onboarding steps, they do decide who is worth engaging first. So a lot of times what they do is called the early stage verification. This is an informal vetting, pre-screening, shortlisting. And this is kind of a behavior that is documented in B2B and procurement literature. And I will share those links with you all so you can actually go back and read what B2B clients, companies do, how they pre-vet their vendors. And in reality, if you think about it, recruiters do the same thing sometimes before they even look at your resume. I do the same thing before I look at someone's resume. I go to their LinkedIn profile to see if they're actually real, to kind of, understand who they are just a little bit, if they're posting anything. And a lot of times nowadays, if you don't have a social media presence, it's kind of hard for people to trust who you are. And then, of course, with all the AI videos and things that are out, it's very, very, very almost difficult to tell what's real and what's not. So I think it's important to, show up on your social media platform, doing things authentically, even making these videos to show that you're real. But anyway, that's what happens before the formal verification. I will be answering questions towards the end, and make sure you all post your questions. Let me know where you're from. Also, let me know if you have the certification and how well has it helped with the growth of your business. So procurement evidence, informal vetting happens. According to, was this Thomas Net, B2B buyers and procurement managers prefer to evaluate suppliers anonymously online, then create a short list of potential partners before contacting them for further vetting. And here's a source that you can actually go to. And as I said, I can put these sources in the chat for you to look at and read yourself. Why does this matter? Buyers research vendors before contact. Online presence influences whether you make the short list. I can actually believe that. I really do. Because now, since I'm on the entrepreneur side and maybe I'm looking for either volunteers or I'm looking for a PI, ding, ding, hint, hint, to work, our doctor to work for me or partner with me with the CSRS, I do go to their LinkedIn profile to see if they are on there to kind of vet them out. And sometimes, especially like in the area where I live in, a lot of our doctors are not really on LinkedIn. So I think it's a little harder to, not necessarily vet them out, but get in contact with them to see, who they are, their accolades, what they're doing in the community, etc. Okay, I'm going to see if they. And since there's such a lag time, I want to see who's actually online. Online. Okay. I know I'm a little early, but you go just hop in whenever you can. And also, again, you can go back and watch the replays and drop your comments in the comment section for this masterclass today as it pertains to the topic at hand. Thought leadership and credibility. According to B2B buyer research, Edelman, I talked about Edelman LinkedIn B2B thought leadership last month. So the report shows B2B decision makers use public available content. Thought leadership influences trust, willingness to engage, and vendor consideration. And again, here's a PDF link that you can go and look that up. And as a matter of fact, if we have a little bit of time, some of the resources I have listed on my PowerPoint slides, we can go back and look at some of the data and see what it says. So where does a digital presence fit? The digital presence is not to replace the certification. Certification is the legit process. You are automatically entered into an official database system that can actually vet you out as well. So the digital presence, it supports early research. You have more credibility assessment. It strengthens your credibility, in my opinion. And it also supports engagement decisions. So common places suppliers review, of course, company websites. Also, whenever you have your company website, make sure it is nice, clean, and neat. It is easy to go through. They understand your mission statement, what you're all about, and the services that you have to provide and to offer. Another common place suppliers review are the capability statements that I mentioned before, LinkedIn profiles, and online content. So what are some practical applications displaying your certification? Once certified, vendors commonly display certification on, again, their company website, capability statements, proposals, email signatures, LinkedIn profiles. So an example on LinkedIn, you can say WMBE certified in the headline or in the about section. I just alluded to that a few minutes ago. And then also you can share your certification badge or your certificate in the features section. And once again, just make sure you have registered for this event so we can get you on the waiting list for our upcoming WMBE retreat. I'm excited about that too. So in my professional opinion, now you all don't have to follow this to a T. You don't have to take this to the bank, but this is my personal opinion. In regulated and B2B environments, LinkedIn functions as a professional credibility checkpoint, not a marketing tool. It allows buyers to quickly assess who leads the company, how the business communicates, whether expertise appears consistent with certification claims. This is supportive, but not required. I like doing my LinkedIn lives. I like showing up on and talking about these types of things, and I want people to see, what we have to offer, how I teach, how I interact, how I show up professionally on LinkedIn. Um, they can see me almost kind of like in real time. You can almost get to know me as well before you actually have a real conversation with me, face to face or virtual. Let's discuss, what does it do and what it does not do. What it does do is supports informal vetting, it signals professionalism, and it reduces the friction in early evaluation. What it does not do, it doesn't certify your business. That's a no-brainer. It doesn't replace the actual database. It will not guarantee contracts, and it definitely does not override procurement rules. I see two people that are online. Go ahead and comment where are you from. Let me know if you have your certification. Let me know if you know about the certification process, and if you don't, have you watched day 1 and 2 of the master classes? We are actually on day 3 today. It's pretty short, but I think what I'm going to do is some of the documents that I have shared on the slides. I think you'll see it in the next slide. I'll go ahead and share that with you online, just so you all can see some data where I pulled my data from in order to put this slide deck together. So just a recap for today, we covered what certification officially confirms, how suppliers formally verify certified vendors. It's a very easy and simple process. It's nothing overly complicated. Why buyers often conduct informal vetting first. If you're an employer, and even if you're not an employer and you're wanting to look up, let's say if a recruiter has reached out to you and you're looking for a job, quite naturally, you're going to go to their profile page to see if they're legit too. So that's an informal way of vetting. So the same applies here whenever you think about the B2B world. We also covered digital presence supports, but does not replace the actual certification, and it doesn't replace the database, and how LinkedIn fits into an early stage vendor research. Very simple, you all, nothing overly complicated. If you're coming on now, I will tell you, I do have, and let me look it up right quick. I'm really excited. So I was contacted today by the manager, if you will. I'm going to call it the manager, and they're going to do an on-site virtual review for CSRS. This is like the last step in the certification process. I started my application process on December the 2nd, and we are now at the point to where we're doing the virtual, quote unquote, on-site verification process. I'm so excited. I know it does take 60 to 90 days. I don't know what it's going to be like after we have, like, it's 15 to 30 minutes whenever we do the virtual on-site meeting. So after that, I'm sure there's going to be some decisions and discussions made. I'll ask her after we're done, just to kind of keep you all in the loop. But I'm really excited. This is really going to change the trajectory of my business and just the outlook on life in general. Oh, here's one thing that it's kind of new that I've been doing with the masterclass this week. I've been giving you all some action items that you can do to help build up your profile, if you will, to help you prepare for the certification, if that's what you're wanting to do. So I have 4 action items for you to consider. So action item number 1, make your certification visible in one place. Once you have your certification, you can make your certification visible on LinkedIn in your headline or your about section. I recommend doing both. And I also recommend you adding it to your website as well. and what to add WMBE certified, exact wording from your certification. So, action item number 2, do a 5-minute buyer check. If you were the B2B client, put yourself in their shoes and try to think along the lines on how they would view you, or how you would view them if you were the B2B client. What are you looking for? Are you looking for someone that is going to help streamline your business? So here's the thing. So look at your LinkedIn profile or website as if you were a buyer. Ask yourself, can I quickly tell what this business does? Is it clear? Can I clearly see that they are WMBE certified? Is it easy to find contact information? So the action, make one small edit to improve clarity if you need to do so. So action item number 3, save your verification source. Bookmark or save your official certification database listing. Bookmark or save your certification letter and or badge. Why? This is where suppliers will formally verify you when they're ready. Also, action item number 4, save today's resources. So you will see the resources I have on the next slide, and this will help you understand how buyers think and not how they sell. This is the optional reading for you to look up on your own. And again, I will say it for the people in the back and the front and all around the world, make sure you register for this event and the masterclass so you can have access to the replays. Granted, replays are on LinkedIn Lives and my YouTube channel. But if you're wanting to get a certificate for taking all the courses, I will have all of the master classes all 4 days in Thinkific, so you can receive a certificate. And then towards the end, you can actually post it on your LinkedIn profile, letting people know that you have taken the mini course and you actually understand like the basics and the foundation and what it takes to earn your certification. So the same applies here. Okay. And what I'm going to do, let's see here. Tomorrow, it's going to be all about the Benjamins. So whenever you have your certification, we're going to be talking about the revenue blueprint from certification, the opportunities it creates, then to income. And again, I want to reemphasize that certification does not guarantee revenue, but it does expand access, eligibility, and opportunity. Any questions for today? Today was nice, short, and sweet. I think it's wonderful because, again, sometimes whenever I do these master classes, it may be 30 minutes long, it may be an hour long, and it's kind of nice to have like a short session. That way you don't become bored and lose your attention span, it just drops off. I know I had a couple people say they won't be able to make it to the live today, which is fine because they have other endeavors. But what I will do is remove this, and I want to pick one of the articles if this will allow me to. My computer's been doing some weird things today. Oh, this is a good article I want to share with you all. It's one of the articles that I have in the PowerPoint presentation slides. Let's see if I can share my screen right quick. So this article talks about how B2B buyers research online before making a purchase decision. I think this is a pretty cool article to read for yourself. I'm not going to go through all of it, but just know that This article is there for you to read and just to understand the thinking process of your B2B buyer. So, just to kind of briefly go over the stages of your B2B buyer, there's an awareness stage. So, what does this mean? Businesses become aware of their needs. For example, a marketing agency may realize that its reporting process is inefficient and requires new software to streamline operations. At this point, the focus is on identifying problems rather than solutions. How many stages are there? It looks like 5. Let's go to the research stage. Let's see here. According to Google, 89% of B2B researchers use search engines during the purchase process, highlighting the importance of online visibility. It looks like they explore various resources such as industry blogs, online reviews, webinars, and case studies to understand available options. The stage 3, during this stage, they evaluate certain products or services that could meet their needs. They compare features, pricing, integration capabilities, and user reviews while engaging with sales representatives for more detailed information. Let's even break this down to you yourself. Whenever you're getting ready to buy, I don't know, a car, don't you go online to look at reviews? Don't you compare prices from one car dealership to the next to see which car is going to suit your needs at the time? So it's the same thing with a B2B buyer. It's just that you're on the other end, on the other side of it. They're looking to buy from you. You're not looking to buy from them. So the decision stage, that's the 4th stage. So after they evaluate, they make their final decision on what product or service to purchase. It looks like it involves multiple stakeholders who may need to approve the purchase based on factors such as cost effectiveness and alignment with their organizational needs. Eventually, whenever we get to looking for vendors or looking for suppliers that's going to fit your business model and vice versa, you are going to have to make a list and then figure out which buyer is going to complement or you're going to be able to fit their needs, their organizational goals, and vice versa. You don't want to target any B2B buyers that's not going to fit within your organization model or business model or the services that you have to offer. Oh no, this is not sharing the screen, or is it? Let me make sure it is sharing. Oh, it is. That lag time. That bothers me. Okay. So, and then it looks like the last step is post-purchase evaluation. So after the purchase, they assess whether their decision met their expectations and if the solution effectively addressed their initial problem. I am so adamant about, as an entrepreneur in the clinical research space, whenever you create a service, you need to make for sure you're creating a service that's actually solving a problem and not just creating something because you see the next person doing it and you feel like it's the popular thing to do. The B2B buyers are actually looking for solutions. They have a problem and they're looking for a solution, and that could be you. But if you're going out here creating something that everybody else is doing, you're not really solving a pain point for them. And whenever I mean everybody else, I mean just almost copy and paste, if you will, and not doing a deep dive on what your B2B clients actually need. So it's almost like a fine line, if you will. You create a product that you know you're great at, but you also look at the market to see if there is a need for it too. Yeah, there is a big time delay. Okay. We just mentioned, and I really preach about people, getting on, especially on LinkedIn, and sharing educational content and what you have to offer. Not saying buy me, but you're teaching people what they need to know. So look at this. B2B buyers utilize various online resources throughout their research journey. So search engines is a primary tool for the initial research, your company website. Social media platforms like LinkedIn are increasingly popular for professional networking and research. Online reviews, customer reviews play a significant role in shaping perceptions about products and suppliers. Okay, what else? Oh, here's another one I really want to emphasize to you all. Remember how I preach about creating LinkedIn newsletters? White papers is another one. Ebooks, if you have an ebook, let's say on Amazon KDP, that's another one. Case studies, providing real world examples demonstrating how products have solved specific problems. Webinars and videos. Hello. Engaging formats that offer deeper understanding through visual content, blogs and articles, informative pieces that provide tips in industry news. Again, digital presence, it does matter quite heavily. And, whenever you begin to outsource some of your work, let's say with the marketing team, I hope I can mention Digital Auxilius on here. They are my marketing team and they write a lot of my blogs for my website. And sometimes they do write my LinkedIn newsletters, which is pretty awesome. It helps take the load off of me, but also it helps build up my repertoire, if you will, of content, educational content. So whenever people actually go to my website or they come to LinkedIn, they're going to see, one, I'm a real person; two, what I talk about; three, it's authentic; and four, it's legit information that I'm sharing, and I'm trying to make sure that what I'm sharing at this point in my career, they're going to be actionable steps you can implement into your business as an entrepreneur in the clinical research space and now as a minority. So I just kind of wanted to touch on this a little bit. You can read this article on your own time. Let me stop sharing. Let's see if there's another article that you all may be interested in reviewing that I can share with you all in real time. Let's see. Oh, I see there's some typos here. Let's see if we can bring this right quick. Share my screen. I think that's the one. And I think I just want to do, this is what I wanted to do. Okay. Here's another article that I found. Again, I'm not going to go through all of it, but just to show you all how B2B buyers, what they think and the process that they go through whenever they're looking for vendors like yourself. Okay. Let's see here. Here we go. Today, your B2B buyers and procurement managers, according to this article, they prefer to evaluate suppliers anonymously online. And I just mentioned this during my presentation, then create a short list of potential partners before contacting you for further vetting. Let's see. First impressions means everything. Whether you're going through an interview or whether you have a business and a website, first impressions, it means a lot. Sometimes it can almost make or break your business or whatever you're trying to do. Let's see here. What else throughout this article? So this one talks about what are B2B buyers evaluating on you. Associations is one of them. So showcasing your membership in trade associations helps legitimize your business and indicates that you're up to date with the latest industry innovations and best practices. So, for example, having the NAM logo on your website. So, again, whenever you get your WMBE certification, you add that to your website and then add the logo to your LinkedIn profile as well, or in the bio featured section. Number two, brands carried. And again, we are going over what are B2B buyers evaluating on you, your brand. Okay. Another step to building buyer trust is showing them the full breadth of your offering. In the early buying process, buyers are evaluating your website to assess if they should take the next step with you. They're looking for social proof that your business provides good value and is safe to work with. They also want to see the full list of brands you offer, whether they are your own products or those you resell or distribute. This is your opportunity to share as much detail as possible about what you sell. Once again, showing logos here is a huge plus. Uh-oh. Number 3, what are they evaluating? Certifications. This is a good one. I just talked about this. So whenever you get your certification, let's see here. Buyers want to know what industry quality certifications you have earned. In fact, most large buyers insist their suppliers maintain a certain level of certification and implement a thorough quality control process. And again, another reason why I'm showing you all this information is I want you to see that whenever I put this information together, I'm actually pulling it from reputable resources that you can actually go back and look at yourself. 4 or 5, delivery performance, equipment list, facilities, greenness. This is a new one. So what does it say? Sustainability is becoming an increasingly important differentiator for many customers when choosing a new supplier, and the trend is only going to continue. So it looks like 66% of global consumers and full 73% of global millennials would be willing to pay more money for a sustainable brand. So if any aspect of your business practices is environmentally friendly or socially responsible, such as having the EMS in place is accredited to the ISO 1400. Okay, show it off. All right. Headcount, industry served, and it looks like the list goes on and on and on. Ownership. Okay. So that's just a few articles that I wanted to share with you all. I'll remove that. Okay. So, any questions, anyone? Any questions? We are at 5:36 p.m. Hmm. Well, if there aren't any questions, we are going to be ending this live right now. And again, day 4, let's see. Day 4, we will be talking about the revenue blueprint. Once you've been certified, I would like to show you some of the contracts that are out there. And if I can get a hold of maybe the amount, just to give you an idea, not making any promises now, but just so you have an idea of what the your opportunities will look like once you are certified. Okay. Be like that, man. Big delay. Okay. All right. I want to thank everyone for coming on, and this ends the live right now. See you tomorrow.